Good. So now, just like Rashid said, it's a combination of rows. This is row one, row two, row three, and so on, like that. Then this is column one, column two, column three, column four, and so on. Now, this we call a cell. This is another cell. So which means that a cell is a combination of the row and the column. So at this intersection, that's where you have R1, C1, cell. At this intersection is where you have R1, C2, cell, and so on and so forth. Now, in HTML, if you want to create a table, you must use the tag table. Then remember, you close it. Now, what this tag, what it does is this. It simply creates something like a box, a rectangular box. Now, once that is done, the next thing is for you to divide into rows, right? Divide into the number of rows you want. What do I mean? Let me clear. Now, let's say I create a table tag. I have my table tag right in there. Now, if I do a TR, if I create this, right? What I've done is I've successfully created my first row. Remember, this table tag creates the big rectangular box. Now, this very first one, this very first TR tag I created creates the first row. If I create another TR tag, it will create the second row. If I create another TR tag, it will create the third one, and so on, depending on the number of rows I desire. Now, after creating the rows, I need to create the cells, and that is where I will need what is called a TD tag, the TD tags, in between the TR tags. I will create these TD tags. Let me clear so that I can express it properly. So let's say I've created a row, right? Let's say this is a row I've created. Now, let's say, no, let's just quickly represent it this way. Now, if I want 3 cells, say 1, 1, 2, 3 cells, in that first row, I need to create 3 TD tags. 3. Like that. So this code, we just create a row and divide that row into 3 cells. Any question?
Do you have to number the
I have to
rows like
number what?
you see each row when you said if you do another TD tag underneath.
Yeah.
Um, do you have to do TD1 and like TD2 or no?
No, just TD. Just create a TD. But you know, by just creating these 3 TDs, you know you are or you've already created 3 cells where you
Okay.
put in your data. Okay, now to demonstrate, let's go to, let me see if I have my,
Uncle,
yeah, yes.
where
I
did
can't
you,
hear you properly, Joshua. I can't hear you.
Uncle, can you hear me?
Yes, but it's very faint.
Uncle, can you hear me?
Aha, yes, I can hear you now. It's much better.
Where did you get the TD from?
Oh, okay. Now, I did not create the TD. Okay, it's like you asking me, where did I get the H1 tag from? The paragraph tag from? It's just like that. You see, TD is in, all these tags is a tag. Just, TD tag is a tag just like H1 tag. Let me clear. You know H1 tag, am I right? Do you know this?
Uncle,
Hello, Joshua?
yes, sir.
Joshua? Aha. Do you know H1 tags?
Yes, sir.
Good. See, the TD tag is just similar to H1 tag. Is is one of the many elements available to to you to create your web application or web software uh, as you as you want to use it. So now I did not create H1 tag and I did not create the TD tag. Just like we have the H1 tag, similar the same way we have TD tag. They are should I say pre-made, pre-created. They are created for programmers to use in web application, right? To develop web app, right? They are element tags. Do you understand now? You know, just like you have paragraph, right? Your P tag, the same way you have your table tag. There are so many tags out there. You have the tag for even audio. If you want to send in your audio file to the browser, you use the audio. We have the audio, and so on and so forth. We have the audio. Even we have the video. There are so many of them, right? So, um, because we are talking about table creation, that is why we need the um, the table tag. So, like I said, if I want to create, let's say this table, I want to create this table, right? You can see that in this table, I have 2 rows, right? This is row 1, row 2, and I have 3 columns. This is 1, 2, 3 columns, right? Then how many cells do I have there? I have 1, 2, 3 for each of the rows. I have under 1, 2, 3. So if I want to create this table, I will need a table tag, right? I will close my tag down there, right? Now, for me to create this first row, this very first one here, I will need a TR tag, table row, TR, table row. I will need a table tag, right? I will close it there. And because I need the second row here, this second row, I create another TR tag right there. So by doing this, I've been able to create the first row and the second row. Now, if I want to create each of these cells, right? I have 3 cells in one row. I will now create a TD. The first TD, the second TD, then the third TD. Like that. So this very first row, which is this, is now having 3 cells in it. 1, 2, and 3. So now for the second row, which is this one, the second TR tag, right? I will repeat the same thing. I will create 3 TDs also. Let me just annotate it in this form. I will create 3 TDs also, right? So, and by doing this, I've been able to create a table with 2 rows and 3 cells per row. Any question before I go into my ID to show you an example of it? Any question?
Uncle, could you explain that again?
Okay, just hold on. Let me create. Let me just come here. Let's see. HTML editor. Okay. This should be familiar to you, right? Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So we are talking about table. So let me give you a title of table. Now, I want to create a table. I will do what? Put in my table tag. Remember what I told you? Once you open a tag, close it immediately so that you will not forget about it. It should be part of you. Open the tag, close the tag. However, if it is a self-closing tag, you don't need to bother yourself closing it. An example of a self-closing tag is the image tag. So now, like I said, remember I said, let me just, I want to create a table that has 3 rows. 1, 2, and 3 rows. So the first thing I will do is to do what? Create 3 TR tags. And that will be TR, close my TR tag. Then just for me to save time, all I need to do is just to copy that.
You.
Hold on. I'm far from the mic. I'm typing now. Just hold on, please. Okay, so now you can see that what I have in mind, my design is what? Is to create these 3 rows, 1, 2, 3. Now, since I have that in mind, you can see that I have this first TR tag, which is the first row here. The second TR tag, this one, which is this second one here, this one. Then the third one, which is this, which represents this other one. Now, for me to now create 3 cells in each of these, I want to create 1, 2, and 3 cells. So all I need to do now, let me clear the screen, is now, let me quickly put back this table so that you can see what we are discussing about. Aha. So the next thing for me to do now is,
Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay, good. So now the next thing for me to do now is now to create the TD tag. TD. I'll close by TD. Then let me just copy and paste. Now, so now this is the first 3 cells in the first table row. Now I want to create the same 3 in the second row. I will copy, then go down to the second row, paste it there. Then go to the third row, paste it there. Can you see? So now I've created 3 rows with what? 3 cells each. Now I can now put in data. Let's say 1, 2, then say 3. Let us run it and see. You can see, let me clear what we have. So you can see how they are arranged. However, you can see that there's no border. The reason why there's no border is because we have not styled it. If you want to see border, we create our borders. But let's input our data into the second row. So let's do that right now. Let me clear. Then let's say I have 4. I have 5 in there. I have 6 in there. Then the third row, I have 7 in there. Then let's say 8 in there, and the last one 9 in there. Let's run it. Now, can you see how they are well arranged, like a table? So the first thing I'm going to ask you, do you understand how I got this table out?
No.
No, Joshua. Okay. What about Rashid?
I understand.
You understand? Okay, good. So let's give Joshua some time. Now, Joshua, I'm going to repeat myself. So listen carefully. I'm going to annotate again. Now, like I said, okay, I'm going to ask you, Joshua, what is a table? Let's start from there. What is a table? Talk to me.
Tables representation.
Representation, fine. So what makes up the table?
It represents a data or a specific amount of instructions.
Okay, I understand. So my next question to you is this: what constitutes a table? What
Pardon?
I said, my question to you is this: what what are those things that you look out to make it a table?
I don't understand what you mean by that question.
Okay, okay.
Does it mean data or
Not,
Yes.
not data. I'm referring to the structure of a table. If you see a table, how do you know this is a table? What information? What? Okay. What in the structure of the image you see? What makes it a table? How do you know that this structure?
rows and columns?
Exactly, rows and columns. You will see rows and columns, right? So that which simply means that if you see something something like this, automatically you know that this is a table. Am I right?
Yes, uncle.
Good. However, if you see something like this, can you call it a table?
No, uncle.
No.
The thing I don't understand is the TD, the TD, the
Yes, I'm coming there. You need to, first of all, have the concept of a table in your brain. You need to understand that concept first. It is that concept that will help you to understand the TR and the TDs, right? Now, since you've understood that a table constitutes rows and columns. Now look at this table again. This table has how many rows? I'm waiting for you, Joshua. This table, how many rows does it have?
3.
3 rows. 1, 2, and 3 rows. Now, if I do this, how many columns?
From 12.
You said?
In total, it's 12
No.
or 4.
4 columns. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. Now, what you call the 12, those are the cells. This is cell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So in total, we have 12 cells in this table, right? And how do you get the 12 cells? Simple. Multiply the number of rows, total number of rows, by the total number of columns. 3 times 4, you have 12. 12 cells, right? Now, let me clear the screen one more time. Now, let's go back. Let me draw it again. I have, let me see, 3 rows, and I have 3 columns. Now, if I want to create this table using HTML, all I need to do is to, first of all, create first, let me clear. First, I need to create the container. And to create this container, that is why you need the table tag. This table tag. Any question on that?
No.
No. Okay, good. Now, since you know that the table you are in need of, or the table you need in your design, right, contains, it has 3 rows. 1, 2, and 3 rows. 1, 2, and 3 rows. So it simply means that you need to create 3 CR tags. First, CR, I close that. the second TR, I close that, and the third TR, I close that as well. Now, doing this, you have successfully created 3 rows. If it is 2 rows you need, right? If it's just 2 rows you need, you create a container table, tag the table, which is this outer container. Then 2 rows, I need 2 TR tags. Any question on that?
No. So you need to also TR tags.
Exactly. If you want,
So TD tags for. What's the TD tags for?
I'm getting there. Do you understand it to this point?
Yes.
Good. So now, since you've understood how to create rows, now to create the cells, right? Let's say I want, say, 3 cells in my first row, which is 1, 2, and 3 cells, right? So I need to create 3 TD. 1 TD representing each cell. TD, then close it. You close. You close. Then you close this one too. Like that. So which simply means, let me clear my screen. Which simply means that I will create table. I close my table here. Then I'll create, I have 2 rows and I want 3 cells in each of the rows. Is 4, 5, 6. So the first row has how many cells? It has 3 cells, 1, 2, 3. The second row also has how many cells? 3 cells, 1, 2, and 3. So now, to create this first row, I will use the TR tag. And each row has 3 cells. So in each of these TR, I will create the TD. Since I'm looking at 3 cells, I will create 3 TD. This is 1. This is 2. And the third one. I close it. So I now close my TR tag here. Right? Let's practice it on the IDE so that we understand better. Now look at this. Let me clear this. Let me clear this, everything. Hold on, please. Let me move this out. Okay. So let me clear all this. So now you look at this table. First, we created this border. Oh, let me annotate again. This border. Now, because we just have a single row, a single TR. Remember, TR tag creates just 1 row. So we have only 1 row. And because we have the TDs, how many TDs? We have 1 TD here, 2 the second TD, and the third TD. So what this does is this. It will just divide everything into 3. So 1 row contains 3 cells, right? So in the most of the time, they refer TD to table data. The data in the first cell, the data in the second cell, and the data in the third cell. If you run this right now as is, you will see that we have just this data. I can change it, say Stone Age rocks. When I run it, you can see the data there, right? Now, if in your design you want to have 2 rows and let's say 4 columns. So 4 columns will give you 4 cells per row. So that means that you have 1, 2 rows. So which simply means that I will need to create my second TR tag here. Let me just copy because of time to save my time, my typing. I'm not that fast in typing. So as you can see, this is our first TR tag, and this is the second TR tag. Now, in each TR tag, in each row, we want to see 4 data cells, right? But in our code, what we have is 3. We have 1, 2, and 3. We also have the 4th one, and we need to create another TD right here, another TD. So I can say Stone Age rocks badly. Now, in the second row, which is this other one, this second row, I have created this second TR tag, but I need to give it also 4 data cells. But in our design, in our code, we have just 3 as of now. So we need to create the 4th one. So let me clear the screen, then create the 4th TD tag, which I will do just right below it. So I'll create the 4th one, which is right in there. So I can change this one that I say, however, technology changes things. When I run it, you can see we have the first row, which is this, and the second row. And the columns are divided in that form. So technically, what we are seeing is 2 rows and 4 columns. Row 1 here, row 2, then column 1, 2, 3, and 4. Do you understand now, Joshua?
Yes, Uncle. Uncle, so
Yes.
the TDs of creating more than 1 column.
Yes. If you want to put it that way, I will agree with you. Series creates more than 1 column. Yes, I want to agree with you. So I can you can say this is one column, the first column, the second column, the third column, and the 4th column. Right? But when I was starting, I was learning programming. The columns tends to create confusion in me. right? Until I now understood that it is not actually about a column. Say, for example, there are some a table that we have, say, the first row can have, say, 1, 2, 3 rows, and the second one, sorry, 3 columns, or let's say 4 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the second one can have, say, just this, two cells. The first row has 1, 2, 3, 4, and the second row has just 1 and 2. So how can you now do this? How can you now say, okay, fine, the first row has 4 columns and the second row has 2 columns? In real sense, it is still 4 columns, but the difference between this and this one and the first one is that these table cells kind of merge together. These two table cells merge together to form one, and these two table cells merge to form the second one. We get there, right? But first of all, understand the concept. I want you to grab the concept. It is important for you to grab that concept, because if you once you are able to get the concept, you'll be able to maneuver very, very, very well with your table. So my question to you, right, Joshua, is this: do you understand the table tag, the table row tag, and the table data tag? Do you understand those 3 tags? Do you understand those 3 and what they do? Do you? Is the question.
Yes, I do.
Okay, now as classwork, I'm going to give you classwork because I don't like just talking, right? I want you, the 2 of you, to create a table for me. Create this table. Then put in data 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. A, B, C, D, E. Then just put @ exclamation, sorry, ampersand. I meant to write ampersand there. Ampersand. Then let's say bracket, close the bracket. Then I want to see angle brackets here. I want to see X, Y, and Z. Create that table. I'll give you 10 minutes to do that. So let me just stop recording. So Rashid, you are the host now. Share your screen.
Okay, coming on, just saving.
Okay.
Okay, so let me check. You want to see the code of the when it's finished?
I didn't get you.
Can you see my screen? Oh, no?
No,
How about
not.
now?
Oh, yes, now. Good. Exactly. This is exactly what I want. Can you show your code? Show your code. Let's see the code so that
Okay.
Joshua will learn from it. Show your code. Good. Joshua, can you see? First, First, he created the table, then he created the rows, and each of the rows, he divided it into 5 cells or 5 columns. And to do that, you use your TD tags. You use 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 TDs. And each of the TD carries its own data, as you can see. Rashid, can you scroll up? Good. Go on. Good. Now, look at the third row. You can see the @ symbol, the exclamation, the ampersand, and the opening bracket and the closing bracket. So you can see that each of those rows has what? 5 TDs, and each of the TDs represents a column, if we should put it in that way. But in the real sense, it represents data, the table data. Do you understand, Joshua?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now, I will make you host now. Let me just see what you've done so far. I will make you host. I want to see the work you have done so far. If there's need for us to make correction. The idea is for you to learn.
It says that you.
So Joshua. Okay. Can you maximize your notepad? Okay, now let's talk about the code you've written so far. Now look at where you type in your table. Your table should not be in the head tag. It should be within the body tag. The title is right, that's fine, but instead of you to close your title tag, you wrote table instead of title. That one, yes, that one. Good. So now, where is the closing tag of the body? Not a question mark. Okay, fine. Now,
Bratola.
Hello, sir.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
Bra Rashid, well done, everybody. I'm just saying hi to you because I know I will soon just leave for another meeting. But thank you for what you are doing. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay. Also, Joshua, how are you?
I'm fine, uncle.
Okay. All right. Okay, have a nice evening. Bratola, good night. Regards to the family, please.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Now, Joshua, good. Now, look at your doc type. The HTML should not be an attribute to doc type. HTML is a tag on its own. Oh, okay. I understand what you're trying to do there. You are telling the browser that okay, that's fine. You are correct. That's fine. Put it back. But you fail to put in the
HTML.
no, That's fine. It's fine. No, you close your close that. Then put exclamation mark before the doc type. No, before, not after.
Oh,
So, having specified the document type, then the next thing you need to do is to create your HTML tag right after the doc type. So, right under the doc type, create your HTML tag. You see, Joshua, this shows that you have not been practicing. What you are doing now should not be a problem to you at this stage. It should not. It simply means you are not practicing. That is the meaning. You need to close your HTML tag now. And where do you close it? No, not there. Okay. Let me reclaim. I will go back. I will go back to that again. We treated that in the very first class. The very first class. See, after creating your doc type, document type, which is HTML. The next thing is to create the HTML. And once this is created, always remember, close it. You always close your tag. I open here, I close. The next thing is for me to create my head tag. I open the head tag, I close the head tag. Then the body tag. I open the body tag, then I close the body tag. That is the structure of HTML, nothing more. So then I can now decide to impute other things in between, like the title tag in here, then any other content that we want to get displayed in the browser within the body tag. Once you specify the document type, you create your HTML tag, you close it. You create your head tag, you close it. You create your body tag, you close it. You have not been practicing. That is what is telling off now. Now, once I want to assume that we've created all the structure of the HTML. So now we are talking about table. Before you can display any data in the table, you first of all create that table. This table tag is important. You create and close your table. Then, depending on the number of rows you want in your table, you create the rows and close, create. Now, in this case, I'm creating 2 rows. Row 1, row 2, but I must have created this table tag first, because all these go in between this table tag. Okay. Now, Joshua, if you do not practice, there's no way you can learn. There's just no way. You need to sit down and practice. And there's no way I can force you to do that. You need to determine that yourself to practice. Am I clear, Joshua? Joshua, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now, because of time, I need to quickly explain how to get this. Okay, let me delete all this one because I was doing that while you guys were doing the classwork. I want to demonstrate something important to you guys before we close today. And this is the reason why I treated how to link CSS with HTML, because the two are interwoven. Now, let's go back to the structure of this table. This structure of the table simply has what? A table with 2 rows and how many columns? 4 columns, because I can see 1, 2, 3, 4 data per row, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So now I want this table to have borders. And for it to have borders, I need to put in the style attribute. And remember, if I put a style attribute, right, in here, and the properties and value, the property is border, right? Border. Then the value is the line. I'll take the line I want. Let me say I want one pixel. Then I want solid, right? Then maybe the color of black for my border. If I run this, now you can see the table tag, this one, the table. Remember this table tag I told you about, the table tag. What it does is it creates the container, which you can see now. The border is making us to see now that, okay, yes, this is the container, right? Now, if I copy and paste the same style in the first cell, if I run it, you can see that that particular cell has its own border. Now, let me go to changes. Changes is second row, the third cell, second row, third cell, which is this one. Let me insert the style in there also, the style attribute, and run. You can see that the cell also has its own border. Now, I want to show you why inline styling is not advisable. Now, look at now. If I have styling for each of the cells, I have the styling, each of the cells, and I run my code, you can see that now each of the cells has what? Its own border. However, the table itself has its own border. And because of that, our table is now looking as if it has double borders. However, if I remove the border from the table, let's see what that will give us. Let's run it. You can see that the border for the table is now out. Now let me return the border. Right? If I run it again, oh sorry, I paste it in the wrong place. Let me take it out. It should be in my table. Now I run it. The table border is now back. Now, in CSS, there's something called border collapse. And what that does is this. It merges all the border into one to make it look like that. Merges everything, but I won't go there now. Now, I want you to see the effect of you using inline styling for each of these. Now, let's say that you need to change the color of just of the TDs. I want to change it to say red, right? You can see the first TD is turned red right here. Now, for you to change it, you need to go to this other one, change, and change. God help you if the number of TDs are not many. But if there are many, you have lots of work to do to change every table data. However, that is why we prefer the internal styling. You remember this, the internal styling, you use a style tag. The style tag in the head. Hope you still remember this one. Now, for me to target all the TDs, all I need to do is target my table and the TD in one place. I'll put this style, the border, then the property, which is 1 pixel, solid, and black. Now, if I remove this from here, remove this one too, remove this also, remove this one too, remove this too, remove this one too, remove this one too, and the last one remove. Now, if I run it, you will see that there won't be any change. Why? Because I'm targeting everything in one place at a go. Bam. I don't need to repeat myself when I'm styling. Now, in case I want to change the border of the cell in one place, all I need to do, now you can see that I grouped the two element tags here, this table and TD. I grouped them here at this point. Now, in case I want to give a specific styling to the TD, all I need to do is remove this TD from here and create its own selector. So it's just for me to now create its own property and value. But this time, since I want red for the cell, I will change the black to red. If I run it, you can see everything in one place has changed to red border. Can you see, Rashid?
Yes.
Good.
I just wanted to, for the border, oh, it's the same as when we're changing the color of the text the other day when you're
Yes.
doing the, okay,
Mhm.
yeah, I got it. How
Yes.
do you know the 1px and stuff? You just have to
Yes.
know that?
Now, this 1px, let me explain it. This is the thickness of the border. Okay, let me show you. Let's jump this to 20 pixel px for the table and see the effect. Can you see that?
Yeah, yeah.
It is the thickness of the border. Now, if I reduce it to say 5 pixel, you will see it, the thickness reduces. And if I say, okay, I want my the thickness of my cell to be 2 or to jump to 2, why this one? Okay, let me take this one to 10 and I take this other one to 5. You will see the thickness increases.
Okay. And if you have it in the if you did border, if you did table, comma, TD, then you can group them so you can just write it once and it will affect both
Not
of them.
exactly, yes. Say
Okay.
if I do this table, comma, TD, that simply means I am applying the same style to the 2 elements, the 2 selectors. So if I run it, the red will now turn to black, and the thickness of the TD also will turn to what? 10.
10. Yeah.
You can see, right?
Okay.
Now let me go back to Joshua, because I want him to understand. We soon close for tonight, because I want you guys to understand this table, because that is what a doctor taught you guys. I think, is it last week, if I'm not mistaken? So now, Joshua, your table, the design you have in your head, in your concept, will determine the number of TR and the TDs you will have in your table. First, let me return this to 0.5 pixel. I want to tiny. So now, let me clear the screen. Can you hear me, Joshua? Joshua, are you there?
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you want to create a table with, say, 3 rows and 1, 2, 3, 4 columns, right? All you need to do, within your body tag, everything must be within your body tag. So you create a table tag, and then you close it. Then, since you have how many rows? 1, 2, and 3 rows. You create 3 TR tags. This is 1 row. This is 2nd row. This is 3rd row. So you have created 1, 2, and 3. Now, the next thing is this. Each of these rows, how many cells do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. That simply means that I will need to create, I'm just using one row now. I'm representing just one row. So I will close my row. Then I will do, since I have four cells there, I will do 4 TDs. The first TD, I close that one. This is the first one. The second TD, the second one, the third one, then the fourth one. The fourth one there. It's not difficult. Just try to understand the concept. That is all you need. The concept of what? The rows and the columns. You have a table, this table tag, which this one you create by using your table tag. Then your row, this one you use your TR tag, another TR tag. In case you want 4, another TR tag, then another TR tag. Then if you want, say, 3 cells, you use your TD, your TD, your TD. Then in the first TR tag within it. Then the second one also, you create TD, TD, then TD. In this second row, which is your second TR tag. Then the third one, TD, TD, and TD. In the third TR tag. And the last one, TD, TD, TD. Like that. Joshua, any question?
No, good.
No. Okay. I want to give you an assignment. In the next class, you have to present it to me. Our next class will be on Tuesday. I think we should move faster than this, because it appears you are still far, far behind. Anyway, Mondays and Thursdays, right? Am I correct?
Yes, uncle.
Okay, good. So let me clear my screen. Rashid, any question?
No, everything's good so far.
Oh, okay, everything is good. So don't worry, I will talk about the border collapse in the next class. So now let me stop recording at this point. So I will give you